Hi there. So I wanted to give you a few options as to some watercolor paper, some paint, and a few little extras that you're going to need for the class. You can buy these blocks. They are called watercolor blocks, and this is in Arches, which is a little bit more high quality per se. It's a little more expensive, but it's a nice option. This size is 140 pound, and these are cold press, it's called. So you can get hot press or cold press. Go with cold press, please. It's just one of those things. This one comes on a block, and you can literally paint on here, and then once you're done, you remove one sheet that when you're finished with it. Okay, so this is something, if you think that you might use it a little bit more, go with something like this. Then you can also get Canson is another one, and so is Strathmore. These are from I believe Michaels carries them as well, or art stores. It's decent quality, and these ones are loose sheets, so you're going to take one sheet out at a time when you're working on them. Okay. The other option is you can do a 22 by 30 140 pound cold pressed watercolor sheets. These we fold and make them the size that we want. So if you go with this, bring it home. Don't worry about it till class, and I'll show you how to break it up and to make it into the sizes that you want. So those are some of the options. The other one is that you're going to want a backing board. If you don't have the block and you have just the loose piece of paper, you're going to want to have it so that you have something to tape it down to. So you need some masking tape. I prefer the brownie, beige, whatever. If you have green, fine, use it. Don't buy extras if you don't think you're going to use more, but I do prefer this color when we're working, just because it doesn't take your eye away from the colors that you're working with. And then we're just going to tape the paper down to work on, and it just holds it nice and flat for us. So those two things, I use Home Hardware tape. I just find it a fairly decent quality, and it comes off and not rips to pieces. So those are those options. The other thing that we're going to need is we're going to need paint. So watercolor paints can come in these type of trays with a nice variety already there, which is perfect for what we're going to do. So that's all you really need. This one is like 10 bucks. I think I got this one at Artist Emporium in Winnipeg, but you can also do this probably through Curry's or anywhere like that. This one is a little bit more jelly than this one, and I just find that the colors don't come off as easily off of this one. It's hard to explain, but it will work. But I prefer this one, and it's just, if you can tell, it's just a little more jelly-ish type of paint. So again, these can range anywhere from 10 bucks all the way up to hundreds of dollars. So don't get too carried away if it's not something that you think you're going to do a ton of yet, and just something to play with and practice with a little bit. Okay, so those are those options. You can do those. Do not use the student grade. Do not use Crayola. And I shouldn't say do not, but it's just that they aren't as good a quality. The paint doesn't come off as well. It doesn't give you a nice vibrant color. And it's frustrating when you're learning if it's not a good quality. So go with a little bit better so that you've got something. And again, a little bit better is 10 bucks, but it's nice. It's a nicer thing to use. The other option are the tubes. So watercolor also comes in tubes, and they can range anywhere from $5 up to $50 for a tube of paint. Coatman's is a good brand because it's a good starting brand, especially if you're not going to invest a ton of money, but they're about $5 a piece depending on the colors. The color determines the prices a lot of times as well. So you will need about 4 or 5 of these colors for what we're going to do. I will also put a list of that in a PDF for you to take to the store so you remember what you want to get. But again, it's more of an investment if you're going this way. You squeeze the paint out of here onto a tray of some sort. You can get these at the dollar store. They're about $1.99 a piece or something. This works fine. Or you can just use the lid of like a sour cream container or something to start out with. If you aren't going to invest a ton of money, there's always things that we can use. So we can work with that. go with the 8 milliliter. It's kind of the smaller size. And like I said, the Coatman's is kind of a nice starter price one to use if you want to go with that. They do have bigger ones. Don't go this big yet if you're not going to do a ton of painting because it lasts a really long time. So those are the things that we're going to want to have on hand. And I just like to have a visual so that you can see what you want to have to use. I will still do, there's a PDF that will be attached so that when you go to shop for these things that you'll have it there, but you'll also have the visual of what you're thinking you're going to need. If you already have some stuff, please don't go out and buy a ton of stuff. We can make it work. You can use that first, and then you'll have a video after to go back and try again. And that way it's like you're not investing a ton of money, but also having lots of fun to play. And again, with the bigger sheets, you can cut them up into smaller pieces, whatever you want. And if you really don't like it, what I tell people is that it's not a problem. You just cut it up into pieces and use it as bookmarks, or you put sayings on it, or you do whatever you want. But it's never a waste, and it's great to practice. All right, so see you soon.